My name is Sarko Gergerian. By day, I'm a police lieutenant with the Winthrop, Massachusetts Police Department and a psychotherapist at night. People might be shocked that a police officer is advocating for psychedelics. But I believe we're in the middle of a mental health crisis across the whole country. I want to bring psychedelic-assisted psychotherapy to the police because in policing, PTSD is a big problem. There's a lot of uncertainty with this type of work. You don't know what kind of a call is going to come in. Anytime an officer is waking up to go to work, their nervous system's activating in a really distinct kind of way. You're not going in calm. You're tensed up. You're jacked up a little bit. You have a little bit of cortisol and adrenaline going through your bloodstream. And that's a daily occurrence. Over time, over the course of an entire career, it can cause problems. We're seeing the rapid escalation of death by suicide in officers. The numbers related to depression, the numbers related to suicidality, anxiety, they're staggering. Your past and your training and experience go into the way that you act on the street. Trauma tends to narrow people's perspective. Trauma taps into fundamental fear responses. It creates an us and them perspective. We're in a point in history right now where that needs to change. It's really important for us to not have a knee on the throat of a civilian. We need to get together. We need to take walls down. And I think that medications like MDMA will be able to help with that because it'll temper down that fear response. It'll bring in new perspective or widen perspective to allow for ideas around being one group, one family. My MDMA experience was federally sanctioned, a part of a research protocol. When the medicine took effect, I had this deep, overwhelming sense of love come across me. But what happened right after that sense of love was a sense of gratitude. And it gave me the needed perspective as to how MDMA is going to help somebody that's struggling with treatment-resistant severe PTSD. Our officers will make decisions better if they are rested, if they are well, if their resiliency is at the highest capacity. I care about helping with that because I'm helping not only the officers, but that person that intersects with them in that moment where that decision might have to be made, and maybe the best possible decision will be made. We're on a precipice of a sea change in the way we help people. We need to destigmatize access. We need to speed up access. We need to get enough therapists trained because when used carefully, cautiously, with care and guidance under certain protocols, I think these medicines can be very, very effective and helpful in people dealing with their suffering. Man, I am happy to be here with you all. What I'm tasked to speak to is what's happening after that video. What happened? What's going on after that video? That video is a snapshot into me having a mystical experience on MDMA. Since the video, I have petitioned my hiring authority and my chief for religious accommodation at work, and I'm happy to report that I think I received the first religious accommodation at work to work with entheogens. There is a huge thank you to you, and I mean this sincerely, because when I was speaking up, caring people around me were listening, and they helped me find the right people who agreed to assist me and walk with me so I didn't have to walk alone, okay? That goes out to you all, the type of people that you are all, and the energy that you carry. So I have a piece I wrote here, and I'm gonna fly through it, because I'm watching out for that time, okay? Okay. I'm gonna invite you into imagining this with me, okay? Mother Earth, Gaia herself, standing before us in chains, shackles forged by fear, by prohibition, criminalization, by our long history of domination and denial. Now picture her breaking free, iron snapping, light pouring out from the cracks, Gaia stretching her arms wide, not in vengeance, but in renewal. That image is about more than the planet. It is about us. It's about the crisis point we've reached. I touch upon that in the video. Our civilian population is suffering at historic levels. Addiction, disconnection, depression, suicide. And those who are sworn to protect and serve, the police, the firefighters, the first responders, emergency medical, they're in crisis too. We must speak this truth plainly. Officers accumulate what we call critical incidents. A critical incident is the most horrible experience a human being can go through, the most horrible one. This is child death, suicide, violent trauma, the things that shatter a nervous system. Most civilians, unfortunately, will face 1, 2, 5 in a lifetime. Police officers and first responders absorb hundreds. Hundreds of these incidents get locked into their bodies and their nervous systems. And the tragedy is that so many of them die right after retirement or while they're working, while they have access to their guns. Their systems finally overwhelmed by years of carrying everyone else's worst day inside their own skin. This is the cost of disconnection. This is the fuel of the crisis, a culture that criminalizes connection. To ourselves, to each other, to Gaia, Mother Earth herself. It leaves us all shackled, and yet we are beginning to see cracks of light. I welcome New Mexico into the group, with Oregon and Colorado, each state doing it in their unique way, with access to psilocybin. But I ask, what about the other plants? The cacti, the fungi, the animal secretions? What about the sacred medicine still hidden behind walls of prohibition, criminalization, access prevented by a war on our people, the war on drugs? What about the forces working right now to add even more of them to Schedule 1? Imagine placing more plants on Schedule 1. Think kratom. It's time to dismantle Schedule 1. It's time to stop forcing people who have deep relationships with these sacred medicines, these plants, into the grip of the criminal justice system. Everywhere I go, I hear stories of this happening. If people need help, let it come through public health, through care, through connection, not through punishment. Decriminalizing access to the sacred is about more than laws. It's about restoring connection, connection that allows healing to flow where trauma has been stored, connection that allows renewal, reciprocity, and recognition to take root. Recognition that to truly protect and serve, we must protect and serve the web of life itself. Restorative leadership in these areas means having the courage to hold the tension caused by caring for the truth of our past, colonization, criminalization, a war on our people, a war on our nervous systems, and the truth of our present moment that we're building upon right now. It's at a breaking point, but also at a threshold where renewal is possible if we choose courage over fear, connection over control. The sacred is not far away. The sacred is here. The sacred is now. And when we honor it, when we allow Gaia to guide us, we remember what it means to truly serve not only people, but all beings who have made space for us to be here together. So I ask you to hold this image with me, Mother Earth breaking free of her chains. Let it remind us of the boldness required to decriminalize connection itself, to restore the sacred, and to midwife a future rooted in care, courage, and reverence. Thank you.